Rudo Surebrec. Rudo is a cleaner under Team Akuta, and this guy has the power of creation. He grew up in the slums of heaven, a place called the Sphere. Life there was rough. His arms were full of scars and always hurting. And Rudo says those wounds came from his own parents, who were later exiled for murder. That same accusation would also come back to ruin Rudo's life. Back in the Sphere, the only person who showed him real kindness was Regto. Regto gave Rudo a pair of gloves and told him to treasure them because if he did, a soul would live in them. Rudo became obsessed with broken things, trash, and everything people threw away. That's how he got the nickname Trash Vandal. But then, Regto was murdered by the Angel. What's worse, Rudo got framed for it. Even Shiwa, the girl he liked, turned on him. Branded a killer, he was thrown into the pit. And at that moment, Rudo decided to exterminate all Titans. I mean, he swore to take revenge on everyone on the Sphere. After falling to the ground, Rudo was nearly killed by a trash beast and almost sold off by NPCs. But from there, his life took a turn. He met Injin, awakened as a giver, and joined the Cleaners. Later, he found out about his ancestor, Kanis Surric, and the true purpose of the Cleaners. Since then, Rudo has been trying to uncover the truth behind the ground, the Sphere, and the whole world. His vital instrument is called 3R, short for Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. With it, he can turn broken objects into deadly weapons by maxing out their remaining value. Imagine giving a second life to junk. A rusty nail gun? Now it's a weapon that can pierce through a monster. A keyboard? Now a bullet-firing insult machine. A filthy plunger. Odor-wise, it's strong enough to make even Zanka give up. Rudo can use up to 3 vital instruments at once or power up one to crazy levels. But once that object is used, it turns to dust. Using 3R too much causes Rudo nosebleeds and weakens him since his body can't handle the stress. The gloves are a part of the Watchman series, and when he takes them off, the pain in his arms come back in full force. He also needs to clean them sometimes, so he can't wear them all the time. With 3R, Rudo has made many types of weapons. He even passed his anima to Folo, helping him awaken as a giver. Kanis Surric. Kanis Surric was an undertaker from 6 generations ago. He's a mysterious but super important character who once used every single part of the Watchman series. That's the same type of gloves Rudo uses now, but Kanis didn't just have a piece. He had the whole set. No one really knows what he looked like. We only got a quick look. Messy black hair, a shaggy beard, and his hands wrapped in white bandages. But here's what we do know. He was crazy powerful. He could even cross the dangerous border between the ground and the Sphere and live to tell the tale. Even with all that power, Kanis still left behind a final message. In it, he said he failed to stop the humans, and now the only thing he could do was bury them. He also told his children to live happy lives while he breaks the chain. We don't know what that really means yet, but it makes you think. What kind of life did Kanis live? What did he go through to carry all the Watchman series gear? Something that could make even the strongest, sane, fulfilled person lose their mind. What's more, at one point, Zodil, the leader of Raiders, gives Bundis an item called Undertaker Kanis Surric. What that item does and how it's connected to Kanis is still a mystery. And more importantly, who else is using the Watchman series now? Aside from Rudo, there are still a few more hidden in the list. Stick around because by the end of the video, we'll go through them all. Regto. Regto is Rudo's foster father and pretty much the only adult in the Sphere who really cares about him. When Rudo was abandoned as a kid, Regto took him in. He always warned Rudo for sneaking off to dig through the trash because he was scared the boy might end up like his exiled father. But even with the scolding, Regto looked after Rudo's wounds, pushed him to talk about his feelings, teased him about his crush on Chiwa, and kept trying different things just to help Rudo find something he could love. He was like a real dad in every way. Regto was also the one who gave Rudo the 3R gloves. That means he used to be a Watchman series user too. He even had the Watchman book. Well, until the Angel stole it from him. There's a theory going around that Regto might have once worked with the other Angel who gave Amo her part of the Watchman series. And if that's true, then Regto might have been way more involved in a bigger mystery than we thought. Riyo Reaper. Riyo is a cleaner under Team Akuta and used to be a hitman. She doesn't talk much about her past. In fact, when Kuro once asked her about her mother, she instantly shut him down. Whatever happened in her life, it was rough. Riyo's vital instrument is called Ripper. It's a giant pair of scissors usually strapped to her feet. When she activates them, she can swing them to slice through even the strongest trash beasts. But if things go south, she still has her old hitman gun. Injin told her she was not allowed to kill anymore, so she only used the gun in emergencies. Even then, she tries not to finish off her enemies, though sometimes she clearly wants to. Injin. Injin is the leader of the Akuta team. That's not even his real name, but we'll get to that in a bit. He was the first person to help Rudo after he had been exiled from heaven. Injin saw Rudo's potential as a giver, pulled him out of the contaminated zone, and gave him a place in the Cleaners. His real name isn't even Injin. That name was given to him by someone he says he owes a lot to. Injin comes from an old word meaning fated one. For him, being fated means being the symbol others can count on. His vital instrument is called the Unbreaker. At first, it just looks like an old beat-up umbrella with torn fabric, bandages, and stickers. But once activated, it transforms. The canopy turns into sharp blades, the handle becomes square, and it becomes a deadly weapon. Injin can spin it like a drill, launch himself into the air, or even use it like a parachute to carry others. Shikage is part of the Akuta team and is known as the Invincible Shut-In. They're the last line of defense for the Cleaners HQ. They don't join missions outside, but when the Marauders attacked, Shikage stood guard and protected the entire base. Of course, in the comfort of his own room. No one really knows what their vital instrument is. Some think it's the laptop they always use to watch over HQ. Others say it might actually be the blanket. Whatever it is, Shikage can stop people from entering the base if they don't have his permission. Shikage isn't the only mystery either. Givers like them, and even Arca Corvus, the boss of the Cleaners, haven't shown what their vital instruments really are. Jabberwonger. Jabber is one of the most dangerous guys in the Raiders' front line. And it's not just because he's strong. It's because he actually enjoys pain. He loves getting beat up in fights. If you're too weak, he won't even bother learning your name. But if you manage to hurt him and make him bleed, he might let you live and fight you again next time. His vital instrument is called the Mankira. At first, it looks like 10 normal rings. But when he activates them, they turn into 2 sharp claws. The claw in his right hand stores poison and toxins that can paralyze, melt, or numb people. The claw in his left hand can copy any poison he's touched before. So he can mix things up during a fight. He can even stab himself with painkillers using his own claw, so he doesn't feel the pain. And that's just the basic version. Most of the time, Jabber doesn't go all out because most people are boring to him. But when someone strong enough shows up, he gets serious. When Jabber unleashes Mankura's release state, the claws get longer and sharper, and are linked to his fingers with wires. His poisons get stronger too. In this mode, his left claw gets 3 scary effects. He can block all 5 senses, mess with your mind using fake hallucinations, or send you into a super happy feeling that makes you let your guard down. And the best part is, that's not even everything. Mankira, and all the other vital instruments we've talked about or will talk about in this list, have even more powers and effects. Lucky for you, we break all of that down in this video where we explain every vital instrument in Gachiakuta in just a few minutes. Click here to check it out. While you're at it, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Alright, let's jump back in. Zanka Nijiku. Zanka was born into the famous Nijiku family and trained to become a Hell Guard, just like his older brothers and sisters. That didn't work though. After getting humbled by his genius classmate Hyo, Zanka realized he was just average. Now, Zanka is part of the Akuta team, and was once the one who trained Rudo. He's mentally tough, knows himself well, and doesn't blame anyone else when things go wrong. He just keeps moving forward, always trying to grow stronger, hoping that one day he can surpass the geniuses. His vital instrument is called Lovely Assist Staff, or as some people call it, the Love Stick. Zanka picked it during Hellguard training just to prove that even a useless looking item could still work. And funny enough, it actually wasn't great at first. It wasn't even seen as a real weapon, but Zanka didn't give up on it. He kept using the junk stick and later awakened it into a true vital instrument. Once it's activated, the Lovely Assist Staff lets Zanka trap enemies by throwing it like a pin, hitting them fast with multiple strikes or sticking it into the ground to sense vibrations, helping him detect enemies even when he can't see them. Simu Grier. Simu works as the receptionist at Cleaners HQ, and she's part of Team Front, the squad that reports straight to Arca. Her vital instrument is called Eyes. It's not really made for fighting though. Instead, it boosts her vision to crazy levels. When it's activated, her eyes can track the tiniest movements, spot hidden curses, and even see a few seconds into the future. Dodging bullets or tracking missiles, she can see it all coming. Eyes also let her see a person's true essence. She can tell how well they match with their jinki, what their intentions are, and where they're weak. She was even able to study the anima that Rudo accidentally passed to Follow, which ended up helping Follow awaken as a giver. But Eyes isn't perfect. It can't see through powers that are too unpredictable, and if she pushes it too much, it can mess up her real vision. What's more, Eyes is still in its suppressed form. Just like Jabber's Mankura when it hasn't been fully released, Simu's name isn't carved into her jinki yet. She's holding back, because if she ever unleashes its full power, she'd be able to see parts of the future itself. But the price for that? She'd go blind for good. Tamzy Caines. Tamzy is part of Team Eager and usually works with Delmon. The thing is, he's that guy. The kind of villain who smiles while stabbing you in the back and then tells you it's for your own good. Tamzy is the Angel, a mysterious traveler who can move between the ground and the sphere. He's also the one who killed Regto and framed Rudo for it. Tamzy's got this messed up version of love toward Rudo. He takes joy in watching Rudo suffer and wants to push him into his role. That's why he's gone so far, kidnapping Amo and stealing the Watchman from Regto after murdering him. And now, it seems he's setting up something big during the Doll Festival that Rudo and the others are at. Tamzy's vital instrument is called Tokushin. It's just a small wooden yarn winder, something used to reel thread. But once activated, he can control ropes however he wants. He can trap people, pull them in, or even turn the yarn into sharp and dangerous shapes. If you get caught, struggling only makes it worse. The more you move, the tighter it wraps. He can also spin the spool super fast and slam people into the ground with enough force to take them out completely. He can even make a humanoid creature with wings out of his threads. As long as Tamzy holds onto one of the strings, he can control it even from far away. Delmon Gates. Delmon is also a cleaner for Team Eager. He's loud, full of energy, and always shouting about something. He cheers during missions, loudly agrees when someone says to bring flowers to their hurt teammates, and even shows real sympathy for Rudo. Before joining the cleaners, Delmon used to be a farmer. His wife had one simple dream, which was to see a flower bloom even in the dry, harsh ground. Delmon worked day and night for that dream. That hard work unlocked his vital instrument, the Great Dumbbell, also called Thirst Quencher. In Japanese, it's called Okiku Nare, which means grow big, a name born from his wish to help plants grow tall and healthy. He finally made a flower bloom, and his wife's happiness became his new goal, to cover their home in flowers. But that dream was destroyed when raiders attacked their farm and his wife was killed. Thirst Quencher controls water. Anything hit by its water starts sucking in more and more liquid like a sponge. If he pushes it too far, the target can explode from absorbing too much. Delmon can also switch between different nozzles for different uses. Eisha Stiltsa. Eisha is the Akata team's healer and the only healer type giver in all of the cleaners. But you wouldn't know it just by looking at her. Even after saving her team from the brink of death, she still blames herself for not acting faster. She once healed Zanka after he got poisoned by Jabber and had a hole punched through his chest. It was a miracle he survived. But instead of being proud, Eisha just apologized for being too slow. Her vital instrument is called Type Heal, and it uses electricity to transfer life force. Basically, she runs voltage through her body into the patient, healing them from the inside out. One wrong move, however, and she could fry someone alive. Gita is part of Team Child, along with Bro Santa and Dear Santa. And just like the team's name, she really acts like a little kid. She brings that wild child energy everywhere, whether it's hanging out with Rudo and the others on field trips to Canvas Town or even in battle. She'll randomly pop out of nowhere just because she heard they were inside a giant trash beast. Her vital instrument is also called Gita, and it transforms her into a giant monster form. Her body grows huge, and so far, we've only seen her hit level 3, so there's probably more. Even with that big transformation, Gita still stays in control. Her kaiju form is super fluffy too, so fluffy that she's been used as a cushion to escape with their teammates falling from way up in the air. Dear Santa is also from Team Child. He uses a pacifier called Centralian, which is actually his vital instrument. Its main move is called Drain. Basically, the more Deer hits something, the more power he sucks out of it. The drain power then boosts his own strength, making him strong enough to destroy things. Deer acts like a little brat sometimes. There was this moment when Riyo showed Rudo some candy for the first time, and Deer demanded to have all of it. He also does these little angry foot stomps when he's upset or tired. But even with all that, he always watches Rudo closely. And when Bro Santa points that out proudly, Deer makes this annoyed face like he's super embarrassed. Bro Santa is the adult in Team Child. He's always the one fixing the mess his teammates cause, especially when Dear Santa acts up. Whether he's stopping Deer from stealing Rudo's snacks or helping during missions, Bro's the guy keeping it all together. He even wanted to tell Gita off for showing too much skin. They're not actually related, but Bro treats Deer like family. He's like the big brother of the group. In fights, he uses a jinki called Cloth. It's a stretchy fabric he can use to tie up enemies, support his teammates, or launch people into the air. Folo Tunido. Folo started out as a supporter who helped Team Akata with a lot of their missions. At first, his hammer hadn't awakened into a vital instrument yet. But after he had a big emotional outburst at Rudo and survived a close call with death, Folo fully awakened as a giver. As a supporter, Folo was great at backing up the cleaners during fights with trash beasts and handling all kinds of side tasks. One thing he's really good at is talking to regular people. He's calm when he's asking them about trash beasts in the area and how to reassure them that the cleaners can take care of it, something Rudo is still really bad at. Folo's dream started because of his childhood friend, Alan. Alan was the one who originally owned the hammer, but it never awakened for him. His dream of becoming a giver and joining the cleaners failed, and when that happened, he gave the hammer to Folo. The hammer's ability is called stress accumulation. The more pressure it takes or the more it's attacked, the more energy it builds up. Once it stores enough stress, Folo can let it out in one huge strike. The more stress there is, the stronger the explosion. After the explosion, the hammer goes back to zero and has to build stress again from scratch. Even after becoming a giver, Folo still wanted to stay a supporter. But Gris and the others in the cleaners wouldn't let him lie to himself anymore. In the end, he took Injin's offer and joined Team Akata. Amo Impul. At one point in her life, Amo was sold by her own mother to a really horrible man. Amo thought that man truly cared about her, but the truth was much darker. Because of him, she was forced to go through some really messed up rituals. She now uses the Watchman boots, one of the legendary vital instruments from the Watchman series. These boots let her release a scent. It's a smell that reminds each person of someone they once loved. The smell is different for everyone. Once you breathe it in, you start seeing Amo as someone important to you. You'll feel the need to protect her and even fall for her hard. Become a simp, basically. Amo was the main villain during the Lady Apinta arc. She used her powers to control people like Delmon and Rudo, showing them twisted illusions. Delmon even thought his dead wife came back for a moment. After all that, Amo changed. She became friends with Rudo and maybe even something more. Like Thorfinn, she now wants to become a better person. But things got worse again when she was captured by Tamzy. Because of the Watchman book, Amo can't even recognize Tamzy as her kidnapper. Right now, she's officially a member of Team Front. She works under the cleaners and models August's new uniform design. What's even better is that her scent power is a perfect counter to Maimo's mind control. At one point in the story, the Watchman boots were owned by this man who worked as a courier. He was the one who bought Amo from her own mother. He used the boots in battle against the angels and treated them like something sacred, almost like he worshipped them. Here's the thing, only people who've lost something deep inside themselves can actually see the Watchman series. If someone who's still mentally stable tries to use one, the instrument messes with their minds and makes them go insane. And that's exactly what happened to this guy. Later on, a mysterious angel appeared and gave the Watchman boots to Amo, saying they were a better fit for her. But the man didn't want to let them go. When the instrument responds to Amo, and after a fight in which she accidentally pushed him off a tower, she ends up becoming the boot's new owner. Momoa Rukill. Momoa is part of the Raiders' front line. Her vital instrument is called a Sill. If Momoa touches someone, she can hear all of their memories. She can't change or mess with the memories, she can only hear them. During the Information Broker arc, the Raiders plan to have Momoa read Kuro's memories, and then take him out afterwards. But when Momoa used a Sill on Kuro, things almost went really bad. Kuro had lived for so long that his memories overloaded her brain. On top of that, he expected her to do it and planted a memory just for her. It was too much. Her brain froze from the overload. She'll be out for a month, and only after she wakes up can the Raiders access the memories she took from Kuro. Nuerde Hugh Amazos. Nuerde used to be a rookie member of the Raiders. She was part of the all-woman warrior tribe called Salia. But that tribe was completely wiped out by a trash storm. Nuerde is super loyal to Zodil. She follows every one of his orders without hesitation, even ready to sacrifice her life for him. Sadly, Zodil didn't see her the same way. He just called her a successful experiment, a seed he planted long ago. But Nuerde didn't care. Even if she was just a pawn to him, she gave it her all. Her vital instrument, comb, lets her turn her hair into a weapon, which is powerful enough to stun or hurt a bunch of enemies at once. However, she can only keep the electricity active for a short time, maybe a minute or two at most. She can turn it off easily if she wants, but pushing past that time limit has a cost. In tough situations, she can use a move called Last Burst. It burns up all the charge in her hair and releases a huge electric blast that fries everything nearby. The downside is that her hair gets completely burned. After using that move and getting pulled past the border, her body was found later by Hyo. It seems like her story might be over, but there's still a small chance she survived and is just badly hurt. Bundis Biggelit. Bundis is a frontline for the Raiders, working directly under Zodil. He's a veteran master hand who knows which arm to use and exactly when to use it to pull off the perfect counter. His vital instrument is called Hands. It's a set of 6 prosthetic arms, and each one shows a different part of his life. Hand number 3 can stretch out really far to catch enemies by surprise. Hand number 2 has sharp tools that can cut through almost anything. Hand number 5 fights in weird and unpredictable ways. Hand number 6 is all about defense and becoming super tough, showing how far Bundis has come. We still don't know what hand number 1 and hand number 4 can do, but based on the others, they're probably just as strong. Even if you destroy one of his arms, it will grow back, just like how aberrant trash beasts regenerate. That's because all of them are linked to his very first prosthetic. But even though he knows they can come back, it still hurts him to see one break. Fu Orurar. Fu is a former raider who is now on trial with the cleaners. Fu's the kind of guy who freezes up without clear orders. He believes if someone else gives the command, then whatever happens isn't his fault. That mindset comes from something deep, some trauma in his past that left him terrified of taking responsibility. In fact, the reason he joined the Raiders is because he thought Zodil would help him overcome that fear. His vital instrument is called He. It's a cursed doll with a raccoon face. Even when it's not activated, it talks like it has a mind of its own. But when it's activated, he takes over Fu's body completely, making him stronger, faster, and more aggressive. According to He, it's a pact. When Fu doesn't have anyone to order him around, or when he's gonna bust something up, his body becomes He's body. Konza. Konza used to run with the Raiders, and he was deadly good at it. His vital instrument is called snowshoes. These bad boys let him move effortlessly across any surface. Thick mud, clay, unstable ruins, you name it. At one point, Konza was tasked with capturing Rudo and even went head-to-head with Zanka. But after failing that mission, he was kicked out of the Raiders. Then came the Hell Guards. Konza, thinking he had the perfect getaway tool, thought no one could catch him. That is until Kyoka, Zanka's sister, gunned him down mid-escape. It turns out that not even snowshoes can outrun a bullet. Along with Konza, this unnamed giver once fought Zanka when they tried to take Rudo. At first, she acts like a merchant who gets attacked by a trash beast that steals her important cargo. She claims the cargo was a sky person or a sphereite, just like Rudo. But the truth is, that merchant wasn't real. It was just a mud clay creation made by the giver. Everything was part of a setup to catch Rudo. Her vital instrument is shaped like a spade, and with it, she can make tons of clay dolls rise from the ground. She can even turn solid ground into a liquid to trap or attack her enemies. The Adderway brothers are cleaners from the South Branch. They look like two tiny human-shaped figures with skeleton-like features. Some people, like Mildrita, who's a supporter from that same branch, call them twins. The two seem to do some kind of performance or stage act during the Doll Festival. It's confirmed that they're givers, but it's still unclear if the small robots are their vital instruments or if those tiny bodies are actually their real ones. Kathoni Andor is part of the Raiders' front line. She's super loyal to Zodil, and will do whatever it takes to punish anyone who betrays him. In fights, she usually watches from the sidelines, keeping an eye on people and the battle situation. Her vital instrument is called Manhole. It lets her teleport through surfaces. In the light, she can only warp to places she's already visited, like tunnels or manholes. But when it's completely dark, she can teleport anywhere, even places she's never seen. She can also change how big the portals are. Rimlin Taisar. Rimlin is the current spellcaster of Canvas Town, inheriting the role from Gob after his death. Their vital instrument, the pin, is a succession-type jinki passed down through generations. It can become anything, like a spray can, brush, or even a tattoo needle. And each drawing can have unique effects. Whatever feeling the user puts into the drawing becomes a charm that passes that effect to its target. Pin can create huge town-wide barriers or tiny one-use protection charms. Its real power comes from the emotions behind each drawing. Whether Rimlin utilizes it for real or uses it for a usual prank still depends though. But now that they've inherited it, Rimlin's goal is to be a proper charm caster like the ones before them. Gob. There have been many users of Pin over the years, and one of them was Gob. Gob was the last spellcaster of Canvas Town before Rimlin and the previous wielder of Pin. He died because of a contamination from the ground, something he chose to face on purpose during his art adventures. Gob sneaks into dangerous, contaminated zones just to leave some graffiti behind. Sometimes he even pranks the cleaners with surprise murals, always running off with a sneaky grin. Gob helped the cleaners too. He used Pin to make protective charms and left behind art that actually saved people. One of his biggest creations was a charm that protected all of Canvas Town. It stopped anyone with bad intentions from getting in. Makaka Ekol was the very first spellcaster of Canvas Town, living 6 generations ago. They were the ones who started the Pin Jinki succession, and they were the ones who drew the very first image on the Heritage mural. Makaka's best friend was the legendary Undertaker, Kanis Surric. Makaka even hid the Watchman Series symbol and a bunch of other symbols in their artwork. No one really knows what Makaka looked like, but one thing's for sure, they were a bit of a troublemaker, just like the spellcasters who came after them. According to Rimlin, the only reason Makaka and the others painted the murals on the ceiling was to mess with people. They wanted future visitors to always have to look up and strain their necks, just for fun. Makaka apparently loved watching their reactions. To Lily. To Lily is the ground's biggest star, a performer so famous that even Injin and Riyo fangirl over her. She sings, dances, and pulls off magic tricks. That's why people call her the Queen of Entertainment. But if you ask her, she's just a clown trying to make people smile. She was invited to perform as the opening act at the Doll Festival. On top of that, a mysterious friend asked her to find Rudo Surebrec's son. Yup, Rudo. The problem was that she had no idea where to look. She even mistook some janitors for cleaners at one point. In the end, she went to the info broker Kuro and gave him all of her money just to get answers. Now she's flat broke, but she found out Rudo would be at the festival. Her goal is to deliver a special choker to Rudo. She can even cast a spell on it using her vital instrument, Lunavis, so only Rudo can see it for what it really is. Lunavis is what gives To Lily her magic. It lets her change outfits instantly, bring objects to life, and even teleport people. Mimo. Mimo is a famous news reporter on the ground, but behind that eccentric smile is a cold, manipulative lunatic who dreams of ruling the world, all for one eerie vision of peace. A world with no war, no bloodshed, because everyone's just a doll on his strings. He uses a vital instrument called Elenos. If he drinks someone's blood, Elenos lets him control their mind. That's how he took control of Gauntis, the choker maker. He made him mass-produce chokers, cut off his legs, and even ended his parents. And since every choker is linked to the blood Maimo drank, anyone wearing one becomes his puppet. He can control all of them as long as they're within his rule, which is the range of his microphone. The only way to stop him is to rip the chokers off, steal his mic, defeat him, or use another kind of mind control to break it. No one expected this strange reporter to turn into the big villain, but here we are. Felix. Maimo has a stacked lineup of battle members guarding him, one of them being Felix. Felix's dream is to protect Maimo no matter what. His dedication to Maimo is so intense he thinks he'll easily rage if someone slaps Maimo. For this, he has the ability to create a protective barrier filled with random blank papers. Maimo says that this shield is invincible and almost cannot be destroyed. While activating the shield, Felix is holding a paper envelope, so that seems to be his vital instrument. At the time of making this video though, Riyo seems like he's gonna cut this paper barrier down. Gil. While Felix handles the defense, Gil's job is to fight at long range. Her dream is to make money protecting Maimo. Gil's vital instrument is a baseball bat. Her fighting style is hitting a baseball with her bat to hit her targets at long range. In fact, even if her shot misses, the ball can actually go back and follow the target until it hits. The firepower is enough to break Rudo's arm once hit. She can also hit multiple balls at once, but they can be deflected by a strong opponent, like Zanka, for example. So far, she hasn't hit anyone with a bat directly, as she just focuses on landing the perfect home run. Gauntis. Gauntis is the original creator of the chokers. He used to live peacefully with his parents and later gained a piece of the Watchman series. This artifact, believed to be connected with hearing, played a big role in how the chokers were made. To create one, Gauntis would put his own blood into a random cord, giving it special powers. Then, when someone wears it, they offer their blood too, which fuses with his. That links them to his ability. Because of the Watchman piece he holds, Gauntis could create these chokers in large numbers. But everything changed when Maimo showed up. Maimo killed Gauntis' parents, took his feet, and started controlling him with his vital instrument. Gauntis had no choice but to mass-produce chokers to help Maimo carry out his mind control plans. Arca Corvus. Arca is the boss of the cleaners. He's a confirmed giver, but no one really knows what his vital instrument is. What we do know is that he has a moving eye tattoo on the back of his head. And he's actually quite sus. He's so mysterious that even knowing what food he likes counts as top-level intel. Follow even says he talks like a shady salesman. Injin calls him a know-it-all. He also takes a lot of random days off, saying he just needs time to think. But it always feels like he's setting something up behind the scenes. You see, Arca wants to uncover the mysteries of the world. In fact, Cleaners is actually an organization that was formed a long time ago to clean up trash beasts and clear away the debris that had buried the world's secrets. But I won't dive too deep into that here since we already covered that part in this video, where we break down every known cleaner in Gachiakuta in just a few minutes. Zildil Typhoon. Zildil is the current leader of the Raiders, and he's trying to create his own version of the Watchman series. His biggest goal is to cross the border without dying. To pull that off, he's been doing all kinds of twisted experiments, even creating a defective Watchman trash beast. His vital instrument is called the Watchman Coat, also known as Mishra. Once activated, Mishra lets Zildil mutate based on whatever he eats. His transformations are insane. He can grow black spiked sort of limbs or even huge wings for aerial combat. Doesn't matter whether he eats a bug, a bird, or even just a sandwich. Like other Watchman vital instruments, Mishra holds unlimited thought. That means Zildil can access many abilities through this one jinki, just like how Rudo uses his 3R. The thing is, Zildil has lost a lot. Enough to make him believe that if the world is really about taking or being taken from, then he'll be the one doing the taking instead. But that's a story we're saving for another video. So if you're curious about Zildil's tragic backstory and want to dive deeper into the world and characters of Gachiakuta, watch this video next.